And here we go, we're live. Looks like the mic is on. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, good evening, or whatever it happens to be, wherever you are when you're watching now. Oh no, Space Wolf. Welcome, Johnny Myers. Sorry to hear that, Space Wolf. My game crashed at the end. At the end of the DLC? I had one crash yesterday, and it was after I was out exploring a lot. So like I think for me, I've got a pretty up-to-date PC. I keep everything up to date, and that happens. So anyway, just back to the stream here. This is Alex. He is currently a survival mode player, and what I mean by that is, let's see, he is at level 62 at this moment in time. And I didn't want to do that. Let's turn that off. The escape key was too close to this. What I'm looking for is the gameplay options. If you are new to the stream, I tend to show this at the very beginning of each stream, just so everybody knows what I'm playing with. We're 21%, hard. Sleep location is off, sustenance positive and negative, combat affliction gain is increased, and affliction treatment is normal, etc., etc. And I give myself plenty of room for cargo, carry capacity, things like that. In some part because it's convenient for me, and other parts because it's nice for the stream and I don't have to go spend as much time doing inventory stuff in front of the camera. So it's at this point in time, we have completed the main quests. I'm going to go ahead and show that real quickly. If I look at the faction quests for these guys, we went through Promise Broken, aligning the houses, the other side, examining the past, and the Scaled Citadel. So Anasco Varun is out of the picture, we think, at this point in time. He may or may not come back. Who knows? I have done one side quest at this point in time, I think, which is, let me see if I can find that one. Actually, I've done two of them. So I did the Duel, which is one that you walk by in Jinan Square, I think, and you've got to help two brothers who are having a dispute, which that turned out pretty well. And I've also done the Path of Redemption, and I did that because I was out exploring. And I'll show you what I've done in the time off camera. Hey, Robert Brooks, good morning. Good to see you again. I have a lot of the map explored at this point in time. One of the things I did after my first 7 hours on day one was I went out for about an hour or so, and I just drove around in the buggy. And first of all, the buggy is really useful for exactly this, and allowed me to explore a lot of the map. And last night I did the same thing, because I started to notice, and I was a little surprised that my achievements were racking up, and I thought I had somehow done something that disabled those with one of the creations. I've tried to be careful, but I thought I tripped over something, and they're racking up, and it looks like the achievements are moving ahead for me. So I wanted to go ahead and find 50 places. So what I did was I started just wandering around the map, and if I go to some of these outside locations, they say they're explored. I just kind of flew over the top of them if I could. I got within range so that I could fast travel to them later. I tried not to actually go through and explore any of, well, that one we did for part of the main quest, but I tried not to explore any of them in much detail. That's probably the one exception, the Tulshank Monastery, which I went in partially. I did most of it. It's a great fight. If you find that place, go out there and do it. There's another achievement for killing 10 of the redeemed, and I thought the monastery would have one in, and minor spoiler that there is one in there. So I did eventually get that quest. I'll tell you the other thing I did notice, which is very interesting to me. There's a crashed ship out here, and if I come out to this location, the map will recenter, and I have locations all around the map. This thing is full. I mean, I shouldn't say full, but I did two things to try to determine how full it was. Is I started looking for a place to put down a base marker, and you can't put base markers anywhere in here, and it's difficult. I didn't go out into this side. I did finally pick up, I have a location that's outside of the city where I put down a marker for now. Maybe I'll build a base on that later. But there are so many points of interest out here that finding places that you can put down a base marker, unless you're just going to go in the middle of nowhere, is a little difficult. Like I wanted to put one down near this lake, couldn't do it. I wanted to put one down any of these lakes, couldn't do it. I didn't go to the far side of these, but it just seems like every time I zoom in, there's something else along the edges, and it takes a little bit of work. So this is a pretty packed map, which is pretty cool. And I explored a lot of these, and one of the outcomes of that was I did the Path of Redemption pretty easily. I had gone to this way shrine, and after I got the book, I was able to hop around and take all those. They give you a buff. Each one of these locations gives you a buff. I don't remember if they're stackable, but if you wanted to, you can have bonuses for combat and things like that. So that's where we are. My total time in, 7 hours on the first stream, 3 hours on the second stream before I finished up the Citadel. So that was 10. If I just count up what I think I've been streaming, I'm at 11, 12 hours to get the main quest done. However, if I think about the time I've spent off stream, I'm easily another 3-4 hours on top of that. So, we're probably 14, 15 hours. I did go in and look at my save games and just do the math on how many days, hours, and minutes. Hey, Space Wolf. I don't want to spoil the DLC for people, so I can't say anything about it. This entire live stream is 3 days of spoilers, so you can warn people, but there's a lot of that in here. It's kind of hard to hide it. People should know that at the start, because if you keep watching, you're going to see things that are going on here. So I think my total is right now, based on the math, closer to 20 hours in the game, because honestly, I'll take the buggy and drive around for an hour or more, and I'm just kind of hopping up on top of locations and just making sure they register on the map. And I did look around a little bit, so he's leveled up just from exploration and things like that. But that's where we're at this point. My next objective is to tackle the last achievement that I have, which I think is called Savior of the Promised. And so the Savior of the Promised is doing the side quests. And I haven't, like I said, I've only done 2 of those, and there's probably like 7 or 8 or 9 of them. I don't know how many there are. Good morning, Ben. Nice to see you. I will also note that I have accumulated skill points. I haven't been thinking too much about it. I am thinking cellular regeneration, which is kind of curious because so much of the combat I am getting injured, and I'm constantly using the meds and the chems, mainly meds to recover from things. And maybe this is one of those things. I've never really used it before, but with the gameplay option set, cellular regeneration looks like it might be useful. I absolutely want to put more points. I'm going to take the final point in lasers just so more things catch fire. That's good. We like that. Although some of these other ones that I put points in early on, I think demolitions is useful. Heavy, those are just nice to have, so I'm not too worried about those right now. I'm going to save some of these points. And I think boost assault training, I'm going to go ahead and take that point there. I'm going to take boost assault training right now. And what was the one over here? I'm going to take cellular. Never had this before. So maybe we'll do this too. That is good to hear, Ben. Where'd you go? I don't remember. So we're gonna hold on to those other 3 points. If I get into base building and I think I need some points in that, we'll do that. And I think yesterday I will also try to do, there's one, I think it's not a quest, it's an activity on the side where you play hide and seek with the kids. I'm going to do that one too. So that's where we're at, hide and seek with the kids. I think in the miscellaneous quests, I picked this one up. I just ran into a lady. I didn't take it any further. We're supposed to recover some things for her. Twice reformed. That one was here in the city. The courier. I think we're going to be able to do these as we wander around. And I think the one that I want to go after is not scientific method. I want to go after investigate the halls of healing. I think that's one of the bigger side quests that we can do. So we're going to go find the kids and rock through that. I'm just going to start to rack those things up, and I will try to interrupt that with, I'm on top of my house, I will try to interrupt that with some other side activities, but I shouldn't have to do much in the way of maintenance. So I don't know where the kids are. I don't know if anybody knows where the kids are. I think I have to go down to this. I need to come down here before I start looking for them. They were at the top of the hill. What else is going on? I haven't released a review of the game yet. Like I think I mentioned yesterday, I thought about trying to do one of those early thoughts, but by then I was 8 hours into it. I'm going to do a review of this after we get through the rest of this content. And hopefully it'll be as accurate as I can make it for my personal experience playing the game. I am starting to watch what comes out from other people, which is interesting.
It is comforting to see that at least some places can maintain a degree of normalcy.
It's hard to walk back the hate if you're in that camp, but there's some really positive ones out there, and there's some that are a little sketchy as far as I'm concerned. I don't need a groat. I don't need any of that. Where are the kids at? That's the House of Healing. That's not where I'm going to go. The Halls of Authority. Is that a building that just disappeared? Yeah, that might be a building that disappeared. That is a temple. That's not where I want to be.
Obedience is paramount.
Yeah, we're all into obedience. For those of you that are in the Discord, I did post a small graphic that I created yesterday. I took Kineer, not this character Alex, but I took Kineer at least through the Oracle, and I went down the Serpent's Path with him to find out how to get different titles. Alex's title is Reverent, and I mapped out, I think it's 6 total titles, depending on which one of the...
Unreal. The view of the Citadel from this plaza was never so clear. So many buildings.
Which one of the, or which 2 of the idols you put up on the altars at the end of the Serpent's Path. So you can get all 6 titles, and if you want a heads up on it, join the Discord and look in the Starfield chat. Okay, where are the dumb kids? Ben asks, did you go back to the bar and talk to Tane yet? I don't know if there's anything to it, but I remember he said to meet him there in the future. Yeah, that's actually a good point. And I'll do that too. Maybe I should go talk to him right now just so that I can find these kids in just a second.
Anything will change, and begging does not become you. But I have heard
Alteration
that
clinic, not the meat house.
concerns this area as a security risk. So maybe you'll be moved away from the
West?
Starfield.
Oh my god.
What to wear?
The Herald's Rest. So, when we did the quest to
There was
find
never a time when I was old enough
the son
to be allowed to
of
dream.
the head of the house, I did finish that quest and
That
get
is
him
so
to come
worrying.
back
What a time to go soul searching.
to his father and take his rightful
I kept
place in the
thinking one of those
hierarchy,
horrors we
and
heard
we
about
managed to do that without killing anybody, which was pretty
They
cool.
almost did.
And Tane had said at the end of
Sometimes
that,
it feels like
that's
we're
him,
not making
Tane
any
Salvia. He said,
progress.
meet me back here at
What's the one
bar.
phrase you say the most? Mine's?
You better.
And that's what
I'm
I
sorry,
thought.
officer.
He's an actual
don't know how
companion,
they
so
got
if you
there.
kill him, he's not going to be available, probably.
Glad we
I
got that
assume
whole
you could kill
burial
him.
business sorted.
But
Whole
if you
thing
don't
was
kill him,
starting to
you
be
can
a
have him
real
on
pain
here.
in
What
the
does he have?
ass.
He's got payload, stealth, and pistol
It's still open,
certification.
That will
And
depend on what
I
Mr.
collect
Evans says when
companions,
he's-
without a doubt. I have some videos out there where I show you all the
Something tells
companions
me
that are in the
Victor
game
Van
up
Hall
until
won't be too keen
Shattered
on
Space.
finding you
And so we
dream
want to add these guys. I don't know that I don't think I've got the skills to add as many people onto my ship as I want. That might be another area I should expand into over time, but we'll at least pick him up and use him for something. Maybe we'll put him on the crew for a while. Anyway, were you and Varric close? You sure like to whine. Couldn't have done it without your help.
So that's
Let's,
your play, huh?
we'll butter
Gassing
him
me
up.
up.
That's
I don't
it.
care enough
That's
to
exactly
stop
it.
Anyway,
Well, at
Seeing
least
as I
they
don't
know
have
what
a
I'm
ship,
doing. I
I'm kind
appreciate
of out of
that.
a job.
Good job.
So I was thinking, if you're looking for an extra hand, I got 2. They both work well enough. I mean, for my age anyway.
Space Wolf,
Fair
so you use
warning.
that cellular regeneration skill?
I
That's
can't do all
cool.
that moving around and
I think
trying
that's what
new
you mean.
things, stuff that the kids do. Because fact is, I'm retired. Not from work, but life.
He's retired from life. As it so happens, I'm looking for additional crew. Yeah, I'm not going to get
Then
him.
we're on the same
Just
page.
see if we can have conversations with him later if he
Oh.
joins.
One other thing. I've got a reputation. You ask anyone about Tane Salaver, and they'll tell you he's old and lazy and useless with a
Just
gun.
don't steal my stuff, buddy.
And I'm here
That's
to
all I
tell you
care.
that's only half true. I am old and lazy, but I'm
Oh,
okay
good.
with
The
the
pistol
gun.
certification. It's good
That
enough for
easy,
me,
huh?
man.
Didn't even have to bribe you or lie about how good looking you are. Well then, just tell me where you want me.
I'm going to put him on the ship for right now. I don't think I need Andreja on the ship, but I'm going to take him off the ship.
Guess I'll be heading out. See you
Okay,
later,
so
Captain.
he's on the crew. We've got him. I'm going to go find Samira. I don't remember her name. Sahima?
Not
That's it.
looking for company right now.
We need to find her too. She said come find me too. She is over here at House Kadik. I don't know why I can't just use doorways. Let's walk through the door. If we're going to visit, we're going to act like we're a proper visitor. Come up the door. Thanks so much. This is one of the first places. I think I did this one first. We had to rescue her in the north. The first place I ran into the Redeemed. Okay. She's still here. We didn't go up this way the last time. There's nobody in here.
If you could complete the path,
It's
It
Envoy.
gives me more hope for the others.
We have food. That would be theft. We're not going to get in trouble in here.
Thank the serpent
I mean, I
for
can
the
get in
safe
trouble.
return of our cousins.
Who's this? She's sleeping? No, I don't know that guy. Let's not wake him up. Somebody's bathroom. It's the way downstairs. Is this just the living quarters? Or their office? Hey, Sahima. Hey. Space Wolf says, I killed a bad guy and left the building and the first crash happened, and then I had a mind of minting something the bosses and made them... yeah. And the next bug happened. I was just wandering around. Why is she sleeping at 2 in the afternoon? I'm not going to waste food and drink and let her sleep in the afternoon. What's up, Sahima? How you doing?
Reverend, it's
Yep.
good to see you again.
Medium weapons.
Perhaps the Great Serpent has
neutronic
blessed us
fusion
with the
and
second
sniper.
meeting to make up for the first
Yeah,
one.
that's not terrible.
A hostage situation is hardly the place to make a good first impression.
I personally prefer to meet people when they're under duress. Makes them more agreeable. Here's to second chances. Let's just do
And
that.
it's nice to meet you too. Now we can talk about the important stuff.
Are you on
like your
Xbox?
favorite food.
Or on
Mine
PC.
is ice cream.
Oh, she likes ice cream.
While it's good to take a breath and relax, I do like a good adventure. In fact, I have to admit, I'm a little envious of your situation. I'm stuck here in the house while you are traveling the stars, discovering new orbits, and building a bridge for the promised.
You should come with us.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Building a bridge for the
I
promised.
promise you, you won't regret it. I don't want to brag, but I'm proficient at just about everything. Great.
Let's just recruit
And so
her.
you know, I'm not just any crew member. I have a lot of practical skills, and I soak up knowledge
She's
like a
incredible, she
sponge.
says.
The Great Serpent has blessed us both with gifts. If we work together, I know we can help each other grow.
So
then.
the other guy is not Varun. He's just a supply chain guy, as he calls himself. She is
Thank
Varun,
you.
and
I can't wait to
I'll
start
have
tinkering
two
with
on
your
board.
ship. We'll have to measure the progress in phantometers.
yeah, my
But
approach
first,
was to
Stupid question,
to
but
go
do you
back
happen
completely
to know
to
where my
vanilla,
assignment is?
and I stripped out, or at least I had a plan to strip out all the mods. I only have one set of mods at Star UI, and they've been fairly stable for a while. We're going to put her on the ship, which I've renamed the Revenant, by the way, for lack of a better name. But that's what they call me, so the ship is now called the Revenant. It used to be called the Ecliptic Claymore too, so it's at least an upgrade in ship name, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, so yeah, that's not great, but I'll get another PowerPoint out of it. Point of Power, not a Microsoft product. And maybe we'll get rid of somebody else later. I do in
Okay,
my
got an
New Game Plus
assignment.
games. I
Seems
run, without a
cozy.
Constellation crew at all.
Heading there now.
So I think there's a nice way to build, but I don't have a lot of room at this point. I haven't picked up Omari or anybody else, but so you can get 2 companions in the game. At least that's the 2 that I know of. I don't know if there's anybody else that'll show up. They are not romanceable. It doesn't appear, but they are like one of the many, many, many other companions that are named.
House
and have a set
Kadik
of
seems to
skills
have
that you
remained
can
largely
use.
unscathed.
So
How fortunate for them.
that sounds like you're a little suspicious there, Andreja. Okay, where are these kids?
progress on the device is... This device is rather imposing looking, no?
This device is rather imposing. Well, we just shot it at the Citadel. We've kind of gone through that.
I have been trying to know the words of Jinan Varun by heart. There is just so
Okay, so if
much.
we come up this door, come up this way. I've been up this way before. The keep. I don't want to go to the keep. Already been over here.
May the Great Serpent guide you.
I don't think I want to go to the spaceport. Let's look at the map and find out where I can find these guys. I've seen them before. I just ignored them last time I saw them. So I'm over here. Over here. Let's go over to the meat house. The House of Grote. So that's the alteration clinic. There's a Grote. Oh, I was going to note one other thing. If I can't find these guys pretty quickly. That is the... That's my main quest that or my next side quest that I want to do. Is this the way up to my house? Yeah, that's my house. Which still says it's vacant, so go figure.
Power. I'm glad it is in your hands.
My house is really kind of out in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? Well, I can't find these kids. They're here somewhere. Clearly. We're gonna go find the House of Healing, which is right here. We're gonna go ahead and find out what's happening here. Maybe as we pass through, we'll find the kids.
All must...
I do want to get those off the list.
I have not seen my sister in days. Great Serpent, I pray nothing has happened to her.
These forced
Citizens.
pilgrimages. Where am I
So
supposed
I've
to
been in
find
here
time?
before in
Is it
helping
urgent or
houses
can it
because we
wait?
had to talk to someone, but I did not go to radiology. Or I did not explore the rest of this.
I'm sorry, but this wing of the hospital is under investigation. You'll have to leave.
I'm here on official
Even with
business.
the cataclysm, this is highly irregular. But not surprising.
Come on, buddy, I'm the savior of the city. Or,
Kisrani
something.
is obsessed with transparency.
Or I'm
and
the hand of
often
death
seeks
for Anaskova.
independent help.
However you'd like to
I
think of
find
it.
this tendency unwise.
And by unwise, he means a complete disregard for operational security,
Medical robot
rules, and
VK-1736.
regulations.
Possibly. And yet, despite what I said, and unsaid, she persists in doing so. So, we must come to a compromise.
A good
Well, you're doing better than me,
compromise
Ben. I
leaves
can't even find them
everyone
to start the quest,
unhappy.
so...
This one was particularly miserable.
I will give you the key card to Ukaru's
Gain
computer.
access to Ukuru's,
You will be able to
Ukaru's
access
workstation.
documents and correspondence for the past month. Any
Thanks.
further access will require admin privileges, which I am not willing to grant.
That's not good
I
enough.
apologize, but you were only given access to view the computer's records.
Come on, buddy. You
Admin
know I'm going to get
privileges
access to
are
all this stuff
restricted to House
eventually.
officials only. These are desperate times.
I did forget to... I'm here on behalf of Kisrani Dulkef. There's no reason not to grant me full approval.
True. Although Kisrani did not request admin access for you, I would expect her to, if it's required for her investigation.
He's trying. He's really doing the work.
The cataclysm has made things
He's gone through
difficult.
security awareness training, I bet. I've helped House Dukef once already. Surely that counts for something. There
Normally,
you
I
go.
would say rules are rules.
So we just social engineered that guy, and
but
he
I
shouldn't
do
have given us
understand
access.
This is
But
an emergency.
we name
I
dropped.
suppose,
We did all the
given
tricks.
that happened,
Oh, we did some of the
exceptions
tricks.
must be made. You'll be granted temporary admin privileges to Ukaru's.
Coming out of the elevator.
That should be
Okay.
enough for you to do your investigation.
We'll try to go find that. Did Ukuru give you any details about what he was up to? Oh, that's... Okay, let's just hear all the...
The halls of
dialogue.
healing are extremely busy. We can't keep track of every individual that passes through. In particular, the patients. We had to usher one out of here just now, who claimed to have a crippling headache.
Given the patient himself was a headache, it's likely genetic.
The admin privileges
that
I've granted
robot.
you
He's
will allow
funny.
you to view the access logs,
She's
however,
funny.
that
It's
track
funny.
the last users to sign in. It is highly unusual for anyone to display such disobedience, especially now. Such actions are tantamount to heresy.
Heresy.
Loss of employment is the most likely
I've actually had to
outcome.
look up a fair number of these
Beheading
terms,
isn't
these religious
off the
terms.
table.
It would be
Yeah, that's a
done
great
humanely,
robot.
of course.
Why don't we have that robot?
Ukaru hasn't logged into his station for some time.
A smart aleck
Had to
robot.
process several write-ups documenting his absence.
Dereliction of duty, failure to serve, fireable offenses all around.
We've also had to shift resources and people to make up for his absence.
That's very sad, buddy.
Suffice to say, it has made navigating this current situation
That's why they
more
pay you the big
difficult.
bucks.
Unfortunately, rather than use the proper channels, he chose to start his own investigation.
A very unfortunate choice.
I will not pretend to know the particulars of this case. I will say this. We are House Dual Kef. We have a
Have a reputation.
We are
For what?
professional. We are exacting.
Oh, thank you.
We
Professional and
don't
exacting.
make mistakes.
Precisely.
Kind of glad I didn't put them in charge.
Now, to get back to these spreadsheets.
All right. I'd like to see your files. Request access. Access the deleted logs on the computer. Deleted. Yeah. Use the built-in archive recovery or talk to the administrator for further information. So here we go at 17:558. Login, 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 and remote login. Interesting. Restore archives. Deleted records restored. Well, that was convenient. Oh, awesome. Shipments on hold. The other day I received a message. I'm not going to read all this to you. Although I do feel like I need to read a lot of this. It seems like, you know, in the base game, so many times you can just keep opening things up until it updates a quest marker. But in the main quest line, there were things that I had to read and combine information from two pieces. So I do feel a little more compelled to pay some attention. There's going to be a slate in the office here somewhere. So there we go. We know that. Filter by remote login. Generic resources, medical resources, weapons, munitions, and ship parts marked for hold. There you go. They're going to update it. I knew it. The supply crates are on the move. Yeah, that'd be a shame, Ben. If the kids are gone, I can't go. I can't find them. They have a tracking device. The frequency. Do I need to know that? I don't need to know that. This is one of those where, like, am I going to have to remember that frequency for some device in the future? Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me, Bethesda. I'll make a note. Oh, that's the one I just read. Am I being followed? Probably. You're not paranoid. All right. Track down the shipment.
Regardless of who survived the incident, the work must go on.
So I need to go to this guy's office. Track down the missing supply shipment.